Hello, welcome to another session of Learn with Veer Sagar. Today we will talk about another case study. This one is about a company, to turn a company around. This company was doing badly, it was making massive losses, and it had debts coming up to his eyes. He couldn't pay salaries, could not pay debtors, so it had all kinds of financial problems. And this company had to be turned around. The classical standard method is for the MD to sit down, look at the figures, decide what you think in his wisdom should be done, call up and give instructions. And at the end of the day, when that does not solve the problem, you begin wondering what happened and the blame game starts. I wanted to do it differently. I said, let me use up the collective knowledge and experience of the team to churn that around and find a solution. To do that, I took all the departmental heads and their subordinates to off location and formed a team. We formed teams, 4 teams. The rules we created for forming the teams where no departmental head and his subordinate should be in the same team, A. And B, as far as possible, departmental heads who are agnostic with each other, who don't get along, or whose departments by definition are anti another department, get together. Like, for example, purchase and production, sales and finance. So make sure the departmental head of sales and department of finance are in the same team as far as possible. We formed 4 teams. And the first day, we asked the team, and these are the teams that are going to now deliver the solution. We got the team to talk about environment, about what the companies are doing, what the competition is doing, so that they all come on the same wavelength. Then the actual work started. We told each one of them, if this was your company, go back and write that one item that you would like to fix. Only one. Doesn't matter what it is. One item you would like to fix, and in what time frame. And if possible, the reason why you would like to fix that. And then the night after dinner, we had a table tennis tournament between the 4 groups to create a sense of competition within the groups. Next morning, each of the persons presented what he or she would like to see happen and in a time frame of their choice. At the end, we said, right, now there were about 20 people. I said, right, now we've got about 20 ideas. Each one of you in the group have about 5 ideas. Convert those 5 ideas into one idea for the group. So you go out, discuss, argue, do whatever you want. At the end, the group comes up and says, this is what you would like as a group's recommendation and that time frame. That happened, and each group presented one. So now we had 4 ideas. We said, okay, pick these 4 ideas, and now all of you get together, discuss on these 4 ideas, and then zero in on a one idea. And that happened, and we had, by lunchtime, a one idea. And that idea, surprise, surprise, was not profit, not revenue, but cash management. They wanted to be cash positive in 6 months' time. The whole company wanted the objective of being cash positive in 6 months' time. So having agreed on this, we said, right, now each of the groups pick up one activity, and they had written down if they want to be cash positive and how they would go about it. And they all had agreed to broad framework of activity. So we divided those into 4 different groups, and each group then picked up one item which they owned. Inventory clearance, converting obsolete inventory into stocks, debt clearance, new products, whatever, right? And they said, we will pick up these each item, and then which each group was responsible for making that happen. Then within the group, they worked out activity, time frame, responsibility, and also what is the on other departments. What if that this one does not do this, then what is the implication? So we worked all that out and got a timetable. With this, they were empowerment. Up to this point was smooth. But one of the things most people do is we decide at the top management this is what is to be done. We don't communicate it down the line to the actual person who implements it, the sales guy, the production staff, the purchase assistant. So we had to have a cascade of communication. B, we needed to tie up the rewards and punishment system with this. There's no point in telling a salesman, you need to meet your sales target. But we as a company are going after collections. Because the sales guy will go after numbers, sales target, and he will not worry about collection. So the sales target had to be converted into collections. The purchase target had to be converted into how much of inventory they can liquidate. The production and R&D targets were linked around of how much of inventory, finished goods inventory, they could liquidate by making up missing products, balancing products. So each of these people got activities, and all of them were managed, monitored, empowered, and also incentivized on collections. Each group had empowerment, and since they were members of different departments in each of the groups, there was no interdepartmental problems which could not be fixed there. Every Monday, we had a standing meeting, right? And actually physically standing. There were no chairs in the hall, in the room. We're standing, and each department, each head of the committee had to say, this is what they were supposed to do. This is what they have done. This is where they have failed. This is why they have failed. And this is what they're going to do to catch up. And it was standing because everybody had to do homework before coming in, and all we wanted was status reports. What is done, what needs to be done, and how it will be done. Nobody doing homework there, nobody had to understand, no arguments, no discussions. So everybody did the homework and came. And the entire organization was so focused that the word went round the market. The customer knew that this is what we are doing. So they went out of their way to help us out and saying, okay, if you did this, right, maybe we'll clear the entire lot, we'll take the production. Similarly, a lot of companies, and I personally spoke to a few of them, who don't normally give credit, and once you have already exceeded their credit, they stop your supplies anyway. And I said, look, this is the situation. And they all joined in and said, okay, we will give you balancing equipment. So we had everybody joining in, the suppliers, the customers, and the entire personnel in the company. And within the time frame of 6 months, we were able to make the company cash positive purely from internal, not by borrowing. We were able to eliminate dead inventory. We were able to eliminate debtors, collect the money, and be able to pay back banks. So this was the first experience, and where I learned that in order to succeed, it's important to have a team, empower them, and carry them. The team must have a sense of belonging, that this problem is mine, and that I have the power to fix it, and I need to fix it. And this is what we did. This is the first lesson I learned here was, don't take it yourself, that you know it all. Get the people below you. Get the team below you. to participate and cascade it so that everybody in the organization is looking after the same thing. So till next time, this is Veer Sagar saying goodbye.